keeping a close eye on the BCCI's Emergent Working Committee meeting which was underway in Mumbai. The breaking news coming in right now is that the BCCI Working Committee has formed a new probe panel to look into the IPL spot fixing case, and the members of this panel are Ravi Shastri, former cricketer, Jayanarayan Patel, the former Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court, and Dr. R.K. Raghavan, another former CBI director. Remember, this meet had been called after 11 state associations wrote to the interim board president Shivlal Yadav to discuss the BCCI stance on the IPL case. The news that is coming in from this meeting now is that a fresh probe panel has indeed been set up, and there are 3 people who've been decided. Remember, earlier we told our viewers that there was a stalemate of sorts between the pro and anti-Srinivasan camps in the BCCI meeting. Ravi Shastri and Jayanarayan Patel's name were in fact suggested. Ravi Shastri from a pro-anti camp, Jayanarayan Patel from the anti-Srinivasan camp, and it seems that R.K. Raghavan is the third candidate, which could be a compromise candidate from both sides. Remember, the pro-Srini camp had suggested K. Madhavan instead, who was a commissioner at the time of the match-fixing scandal of 2000. Instead, another former director of the CBI, R.K. Raghavan, has been put into the panel. Rasesh Mandani, my colleague who's been keeping a close eye on the meeting, joins us from Mumbai over the phone line. Rasesh, give us more details.
Well, the 3 names that you've spoken about, one Ravi Shastri, which was suggested by those with Srinivasan, Jayanarayan Patel, which was suggested by Mr. Shashank Manohar, and R.K. Raghavan is the other name which has emerged as a consensus candidate. There is obviously what we also gather is that those against Srinivasan also put forth a position to the Srinivasan camp that if there is no consensus, then they may well have to go to Supreme Court again, and then the inquiry may go to the CBI and SIT. If they are agreed to, then it goes that way. And it seems both the groups eventually emerge with these 3 candidates. The other big news that we are gathering is that there is the possibility of an SGM in sometime in the month of May as well. So the anti-Srinivasan camp not giving up on the agenda that they set for themselves. The purpose of the SGM, of course, is to have an understanding of where the 2 sides stand and try and take the fight further. So that's the other news coming in as well, that there is a possibility that there could be an SGM where obviously the other decisions could be taken as far as the ICC representation is concerned as well.
All right, just to take further that point, Rasesh, when you say the SGM, any idea of when it could happen?
Well, it requires notice of about 21 days. So it would possibly sometime be sometime in the middle of May. That's the meeting just concluded, but that's what we are gathering. It could be sometime in the middle of May.
And when you suggest that this meeting, the special general body meeting, could be called to take further decisions, like you mentioned, the ICC representation, could it also decide on the future of N. Srinivasan itself?
Oh, absolutely. There's obviously a strong opinion within a number of members of the working committee today that the position that the board finds itself in and the stand taken by the Supreme Court that Srinivasan should not continue in the various subcommittees that he holds. He, of course, continues to be step aside till this probe gets over. So that it could well be put to vote as well. So the SGM has got the rights of the numbers coming out, and then it may be a case of the anti-Srinivasan camp trying to muster enough numbers to put Srinivasan in an extremely weak position as well. Of course, there's some time before those numbers are played out. Remember, the Srinivasan camp did come up with a surprise of bringing a number of special invitees, which are obviously those associations which had the blessings of Srinivasan. So it's not that Srinivasan at this point in time is completely outnumbered. He's got some numbers. Obviously, a lot of members helps with size. But the anti-Srinivasan camp willing to test the numbers, willing to put Srinivasan to vote next month.
All right, very important details coming in. Rasesh Mandani, thanks a lot for joining us. The important update is that not only has a fresh probe panel been formed, not with 2 members but 3 members, one a former CBI director, one a former player, and also a former Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court. The other important news is that an SGM could be called very soon, and that body does indeed have the rights to decide on ICC representation and also on N. Srinivasan's future as the BCCI president itself. Former BCCI President A.C. Muthiah is joining us on the show. Also with me in the studio is former Indian cricketer Nikhil Chopra. Mr. Muthiah, I want to come to you on the latest development of the probe panel that has just been released. What do you make of these names? Ravi Shastri, somebody who works in the IPL, to be on this panel, a former Calcutta High Court Chief Justice and a former CBI Director. Do you think this panel looks as independent or unbiased or competent to take this matter further?
It looks quite an independent board, except, Ravi has been on the IPL and on as a cricket commentator and so on. So I don't know how much independence he will have. But the other two names seem to be very, very good. If not, I think the Supreme Court will decide to go to the CBI. So, and another point I want to mention is, it doesn't necessarily have, the STM doesn't necessarily have to have 21 days notice. It can always be waived. The notice period can be waived by the members, by majority of the members. So I don't know why they're saying it should have 21 days notice.
All right, that under normal circumstances, but you're telling us that that doesn't have to be the case. It can, the notice period can be waived off and a special general body meeting can be called much sooner than in 21 days. Let me also bring in Nikhil Chopra here. Nikhil, your views on the probe panel. Of course, I know that you, along with the several others of our experts, feel that really a BCCI probe panel is not the way to go. But before we get to that, your thoughts on the names that have come out.
It would have been difficult for the BCCI to go out there and, probe and take this investigation further. But I guess when you've got the former director of CBI and also the ex-High Court judge of...
I'm sorry, Nikhil, to cut you short there. R.K. Raghavan, the former CBI director who's been named on this panel by the BCCI, is joining us over the phone line. Mr. Raghavan, your first reaction had been included in the BCCI panel to take this matter and probe further.
This comes from out of the blue. It's a pleasant surprise. I would like to contribute my might to cleaning up the game, to participate in the committee and do my best. That's all I can say. This is absolutely news to me when you rang up a few minutes ago.
Okay, so you're saying you're hearing of this from us. But if you can just look ahead and tell us, now that you know you're on this panel and you'll have to investigate what has been a burning issue in Indian cricket and, has all its eyes on this issue, your thoughts on investigating a matter like this further, matter involving spot fixing and match fixing?
I am not a new territory. I did this in 1999-2001 when I was the head of the CBI. That is the first match fixing investigation done by anybody. I headed that editorial bureau, I did the CBI when this was undertaken. I think we emerged reasonably well. So that experience, I think, will greatly help me in participating in this investigation.
Absolutely, you're very right. I was just going to mention, Mr. Raghavan, you have been at the helm at the time when the biggest scandal of the day broke out. But I also want to take your comment on the fact of just how much powers a probe panel like this can have in investigating such a matter, because several people feel that such a matter should be investigated by an authority like the CBI itself.
No, I would not like to jump the gun. Let's understand what they want me to do. This is the first time I hear that I've been recommended. The Supreme Court has ratified. So let me take one step forward each time. Let me wait for a couple of days before I can give any reaction to what the committee will do. Please. Thank you.
All right. R.K. Raghavan there, one of the members who've been named in the fresh BCCI probe panel. I have to remind our viewers here that there was a two-member probe panel set up by the BCCI last year that gave a clean chit to everyone, including Gurunath Mayappan and Vindudara Singh. And this panel was then later termed illegal and unconstitutional by the Mumbai High Court. So the validity of a BCCI probe panel is a little shaky, but the court itself, the Supreme Court itself in this matter had said they want the BCCI to investigate this matter on their own. But I have to press this issue, and let me go across to Mr. Muthiah once again on this. Mr. Muthiah, in your experience, just how much powers will a panel like this have? Wouldn't they need the help of a police investigating agency or the CBI, which has legal powers to summon people?
Yeah, quite right. I don't know how much legal powers they would have unless the Supreme Court gives them some special powers. I really don't know how much powers they'll have to investigate into the matter. So I think the Supreme Court has to take a decision. Maybe in this present context, maybe a CBI inquiry will be better, although the BCCI may lose its independence. I think in a matter like this, I think a CBI inquiry may be preferred.